Hey everyone, it's Jason again. Welcome back to the Marvel Legendary deck building component sets for Guardian of the Galaxy expansion. Again, this is one of our smaller expansions. So we will hop right into this. This, like every other expansion, adds some new things. So we have the little swirly galaxy symbol up there. That's our Guardian. So we start with Gamora. Alright, so right after that, a villain gains a shard. These are shards. Come in different colors, different numbers on the back. Purple ones, green ones, 3s, 1s, some have 2s. Basically what these do is if a villain gets one, they get +1 power. If a hero gets, you get one as a player, you can play one to add an attack point. You can play 3 if you have 3 to add 3 attack points. And that's why there's different numbers so that once you get 5 tokens, you can just flip over, hey, now I got a pile of 3 instead of 3 separate ones. Just little counters there. So that's what the shards are. Basically, they either boost up the villain or mastermind they're with, or they boost up, they give you an optional boost. This is Spiking Nebula, the Galactic Assassin. Like this one, a villain of your choice gets no attack from shards this turn. Or you can use it on the Mastermind. So here's another thing. They have Artifact, the Godslayer Blade. Artifacts represent, rather than most of the things are like a skill or a quote or a personality trait, artifacts are items. So when you play this, you can put it down in front of you, and it acts as like a permanent card instead of one you keep replaying. So it's a neat concept because you gain a card you can continually use the effects every turn. Once per turn, gain 2 shards, or once per turn, you may spend 5 shards to gain 10 attack power. The downside, kind of to artifacts, are if you play too many of them, you'll have a bunch of cards out that do stuff, but you won't have any cards in your deck. And then the deadliest woman in the universe. Next up we have Drax, who's throwing knives at Thanos. You can tell these looks are different from the Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie, because they're based right off of the comic books. But they made, of course, the set because the movie was either out or coming out. I don't remember which one. I want to say it was already out because of the exact cast that characters they used. But I'm not going to fact check that. Interstellar Tracker. So it's an artifact, the Knives of the Hunter. So once per turn, you gain 1 attack every turn, so it's kind of nice. Drax the Destroyer card. And Avatar of Destruction. You gain double the attack that you have. And then we'll have Star-Lord with his elemental guns, which were in the movie but weren't showing as often as they probably could have been. Where they have the different elements. You can shoot fire, earth, wind. They kind of did have them in there, but they just didn't really address that's what they were doing. So this is an artifact. Once per turn, you gain a shard, which is pretty powerful. Hands get cramped on these videos. Legendary Outlaw. Just choose an artifact any player controls for the once per play. Copy that ability. That's kind of neat. And his Sentient Starship, which is also another artifact. And Implanted Memory Chip, it's another artifact. So 3 of his 4 different cards are all artifacts, which are cool. But again, if you're just drawing too many of him and playing them, all of a sudden, oh great, now you have extra shards every turn, you have extra attack power every turn, you have a draw card, but do you have cards to play? So now we have Rocket Raccoon, Trigger Happy, Gritty Scavenger, Incoming Detector, And Vengeance is a rocket. And then finally, for the last of the Guardians, we have Groot, a surviving sprig. Prune the Growth. Groot and Branches. You can tell Groot has no artifacts because he's a tree. He doesn't carry weapons with him. And then the I Am Groot card. When you recruit this, your next hero this turn, gain shards equal to that hero's cost. So a common theme between all the Guardians characters are these shards, which are a neat, kind of cool thing. They all work really well together, kind of boost the game, gives you more power. Just throwing them randomly into one other deck, like, oh, I'm just going to play, Groot, or I'm going to play Gamora in, like, some other deck with the Avenger characters. It'll still work, but then not everyone's either going to be rushing to try and get different Gamora cards, so that everyone gets extra things, or only one character is going to be getting them if they're the only one buying Gamora cards. So that's kind of the downside, because its effect so far has only been in this set. It hasn't spread to any of the other expansions yet. So although it's neat, you're only going to get it from one of these 5 characters. Alright, so they fight off against the Supreme Intelligence of the Kree. Big, giant, fat-headed guy. Kree Star Force are his henchmen, villains. Combined knowledge of all the Kree. Cosmic omniscience. Countermeasure protocols. Guide Kree evolution. And the Kree Star Force are Sharix, Dr. Minerva, Demon Druid, and you see they have Shard abilities. Another village in the city gains 2 shards. Ronan the Accuser, he recognized from the movie. This is kind of I love some of these characters have some unique effects. Each player simultaneously points their finger to accuse another player. Each player who was accused the most gains a wound. So it's kind of like, do we think about it for a second, or nope, everyone just goes and someone gets screwed. And then there's finally Supremor. Supremor and the Mastermind each gain a shard. And Captain Atlas. This is another one of these sets where they have a bunch of different characters. Korath the Pursuer. And it's kind of nice because how many sets are you going to have different Kree villains in? You can find people to fight the Kree. So rather than having 4 of them twice, having 6 different characters is really neat. So now we get Thanos, the big bad of the Avengers movies. He actually leads the Infinity Gems, which is kind of an interesting thing. He gets -2 attack for each Infinity Artifact Gem controlled by any player. So that's 24, but it will drop. Centuries of Envy, sorry. The Mad Titan. Keeper of the Souls. Say gain a hero from Thanos' bound soul pile. Then each player puts a non-great hero from their pile into the bound souls pile. So it's kind of an interesting mechanic he has. The God of Death. So here are the Infinity Gems that work as villains. Ambush. So the Soul Gem gains a shard from each villain in the city. So when it gains an extra one for each one. Whenever you fail ability, put a shard on the Soul Gem from the supply, like the extra pile. Once per turn, you gain plus attack equal to the number of shards in the Soul Gem. This Soul Gem absorbs people's abilities, makes itself stronger. Mind Gem, showing a bunch of psychics here. Gains a shard for each Steam Twist in the KO pile, or stacked next to the Steam. What's neat though is once you defeat these guys, unlike most villains who just go away, they become artifacts. They actually give you extra abilities. So power gem. Gain a shard from each master striking the KO or by the mastermind. But you get 2 attack every turn. To show some of the stronger characters. Drax, Juggernaut, Hulk. The reality gem. Gains a shard for each Infinity Gem villain in the city or in the escape pile. Put this into your discard pile, so it gets some different stuff. And then the time gem. So these have lots of text on them, so I'm not going to say it. And the space gem. Alright, so the schemes for these are Forge the Infinity Gauntlet, Intergalactic Kree Mega Bomb, the Kree Skull War, which is a big storyline, and Unite the Shards. This naturally has to do with the shards. So 30 shards in a supply. Twist equals to the number of players plus 5. Every time you draw a twist, stack this twist next to the scheme. Then for each twist in a stack, the mastermind gains a shard. During your turn, any number of times you may spend 2 stars to gain 1 of the mastermind shards. An evil link to the mastermind has 10 shards, or when there are no more shards in the supply. So yeah, watch out using them. So that could actually be bad though with some of the other guys you're playing as if you have all 5 Guardians, because the more shards you play, the quicker that deck is going to run out. Yeah, so that's the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, the artifact is kind of a neat mechanic. The shards aren't bad, but since they're not utilized outside of the other sets that much, artifact is in one other set. Shards have not been used again. It kind of makes them a little bit harder to use, because you're using shards and you have to run these tokens with, or have some other sort of counter. I have a little baggie full of a bunch of different colored ones. Yeah, it's a neat mechanic, but it's, again, if you're not playing with multiple or just the Guardians, you got one person that has this, odd extra outside ability. So that's all I got for today. Legendary Guardians of the Galaxy. See ya.